Hey Credit Warriors, welcome to the show, and we have an action-packed video coming up for you today. Is Capital One now offering a charge card version of their very popular Venture X credit card? People have been getting emails inviting them to switch to a charge card. Then we have a load of bonuses for redeeming Chase points in different ways, including discounts on a variety of popular gift cards and higher values when you redeem points for Apple products for the month of May only. We'll tell you all about that. And it's the last chance for the 100,000 point bonus on the Air Canada Aeroplan card. Air Canada is a useful partner for booking United flights, and this bonus actually ends tomorrow. So let's talk about the Capital One Venture X charge card. So on Monday, this post was made on the Reddit r/credit cards forum. The person is saying they received an email giving the option to convert their existing Venture X card to a charge card. Now, I was a bit skeptical at first because they didn't show an actual screenshot of the email, but later on they did post one, so here that is. And you can see it says, break free from your fixed credit line, make your Venture X credit card a charge card. And thus that would mean that the card would then have no preset spending limit like many of the other charge cards on the US market. And presumably this would mean that you could then spend a lot more than your previous credit limit as long as you paid it back each month. And if you don't know, a charge card, you have to pay in full every month. You can't carry a balance. Now, it seems the benefits of the card would be exactly the same, except for the fact that you'd have to pay in full every month. It does seem that there would be a 2.99% late fee if you missed 2 consecutive payments in a row. So that makes it look like you could actually miss one payment with no penalty, no financial penalty, although I guess it would still probably be reported to the credit bureaus as a missed payment if it was 30 days or more late. And as to why Capital One may be doing this, I think this person has the right idea. If I had to hazard a guess, it's probably just trying to make the card seem more alluring to their higher end customers and maybe get more monthly spending on the card. The only way to make more money off your transactors, after all, is to try and get them to spend more and net you more interchange fees. I can't imagine this will ever trickle down to Quicksilver or Venture One. So they're probably looking at people's transactions, and for the people who already pay in full every month anyway, they're not making interest on those people, so they're trying to think of a way to make them spend more on the card. And so they're hoping that if they give them the higher limit associated with a charge card, okay, no preset limit, it's in general, charge cards have much higher spending limits, all right? They adjust with your spending, and on the monthly basis, you can spend way more as long as you pay it back. So with the higher limit, they're hoping that these people will give them higher spending and thus a higher amount of transaction fees. It's actually pretty smart. And also, if you didn't know, Capital One does actually already have a business version of the Venture X, which is in fact a charge card. You can, however, only get that card if you have a relationship manager with Capital One. So what are the benefits of switching to a charge card if you do receive this email? Well, first of all, like we said, you will very likely have a much higher limit, since the fluctuating limit on charge cards will often be way higher than it would be on a debit card. I have one charge card that I've checked the spending power on, and I can swipe it for a single transaction of up to $100,000, which is insane. I've never done that. Good to know that that's there. Secondly, it turns a revolving credit line on your credit report into what is called an open credit line, where utilization will have no effect. So you won't need to worry about, if you rack up a high balance one month, it having a negative effect on your credit score. So I would say that this is going to be a good deal for high spenders who always pay their balance in full. If your spending is low, there's really probably no benefit to it. All right, before we get into talking about the Chase month of more and the 100,000 point bonus on the Aeroplan card, this week saw the JP Morgan Chase takeover of First Republic Bank. It's one of the biggest bank failures in US history and the third large bank to fail this year. Experts fear a return of the 2008 financial crisis, which cut the value of retirement accounts in half. We could be facing a global meltdown of the financial system, with hedge funds the most bearish on the stock market they have been since 2011. If the pros are worried, you should be too. Fortunately, there is a way to protect yourself, but you must act quickly. Now is the time to call the only precious metal dealer we trust, American Hartford Gold. They'll show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. During the 2008 financial crisis, when the market crashed, gold surged in value by 50%. American Hartford Gold has thousands of satisfied customers, and they are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Tell them we sent you, and they'll give you up to $5,000 worth of free silver on your first order. So call them now on 866-352-3075. That's 866-352-3075. You can also text my name, Hedges, Hedges, to 65532, or you can click the link below and get a free guide to investing in precious metals. So let's talk about the Chase Month of More. Now, this is something that I remember they did last year as well. And for Chase card holders, you will get a whole month of extra deals in May. Now, if you have the Chase Freedom card, there are 5 to 10% extra cashback rates when shopping through the Chase shopping portal, i.e. when you click through Chase's website to some of your favorite merchants like Walmart or Lowe's. Lowe's is actually 10%, and Lowe's is one of the 5% categories this quarter anyway. So does that make it 15%? Maybe. And for those deals, you can go to the landing page that is on the screen now. I'll link it in the description too. You can also save up to 15% on popular gift cards. Then in addition, and this isn't just for the Freedom cards, this is for other Chase cards as well, you can get a higher redemption rate when you redeem Chase points for Apple products for the whole of the month of May. So for the Chase Freedom cards, it's 1.1 cents per point. For the Chase Sapphire Preferred and Ink Preferred, it's going to be 1.25 cents per point. And for the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you will now get 1.5 cents per point redeeming for Apple products for the whole of the month of May. Just a quick note on buying Apple products through Chase. It's done through a special Apple store that is set up for Chase, and the products do seem to ship a little bit slower. At least they did in the past. I bought an iPhone from them a few years ago. It took several weeks to arrive, okay? That was about 2 or 3 years ago. Not sure if it's exactly like that now, but just be aware that could be the case. But if you can afford to wait, this is actually now the highest value you can get out of your points for something other than travel, now that the pay yourself back feature has been gutted of all its good categories. All right, now let's move on to the 100,000 point bonus on the Aeroplan credit card, which is also from Chase, and this bonus actually ends today. So this is one of those two-part bonuses. You can get 60,000 points for spending $4,000 in 3 months, and then if you spend a total of $20,000 in the first 12 months, they give you 40,000 more points for a total of 100,000. Now, this card earns Air Canada miles, and Air Canada is a member of Star Alliance, so you can redeem the miles on any Star Alliance airline, including United, which will be useful for US domestic flights and anyone whose departure point is somewhere in the US, especially here on the East Coast with Newark being a United hub. But they also brought in the pay yourself back feature on this card recently as well, and travel is a category for pay yourself back on the Chase Aeroplan card. The rate you get is 1.25 cents per point, so that 100,000 points could be worth $1,250 when you use it to erase travel purchases or pay yourself back for travel purchases made on your card. But arguably, that's really just the same thing as redeeming points through the travel portal for that value on the Chase Sapphire Preferred. So is this card really good value? Well, I guess if you're a high spender, it's okay. The first half of the bonus is 15 points per dollar, and the second half of the bonus, that's just 2.5 points per dollar. So it's not the best value, that second half. Personally, I would say the 80,000 points on the Chase Sapphire Preferred that's currently available is a better offer, to be honest, and you could transfer those points to Aeroplan, or you could transfer them to any other airline, including United. The only situation I can see the Aeroplan card being good value would be if you already had a bonus on a Sapphire card within the past 48 months, so you can't get another one, and your spending is relatively high, so if you do put $20,000 on the card, it won't interfere with any other bonuses you'd want to get on other cards. But hey, if you do have a lot of spending, and especially a lot of spending in the bonus categories on this card, like at restaurants, even the second half of the bonus can actually provide okay value, because the card earns 3 points per dollar at restaurants, and then you'd be earning 2.5 points per dollar for the bonus, that second half of the bonus. So that's a total of 5.5 points per dollar. That beats the Amex Gold, which is just 4 points per dollar. So there are some situations where it might make sense, but your mileage may vary. I'll put links to both this Aeroplan card and the Sapphire Preferred in the description below for you to check out. And a big thank you to the sponsor of today's video, guys, American Hartford Gold. Do click the link in the description to access your free precious metals guide. You can also call them on 866-352-3075 or text my name, Hedges, Hedges, to 65532 and get up to $5,000 worth of free silver when you make your first purchase. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.